Hello, Yvonne. Thank you so much for your support, sweetheart. Thank you for your patience on receiving your reading. With the holidays and all, I kind of fell behind. But um, I've been sitting here and meditating in your energy, Yvonne. And so, Spirit's chosen a few different decks for you. I kind of like to let Spirit kind of choose which decks they're going to use for each person. And so we've got 4 different decks here, actually 5 different decks that they chose for you. So we're going to try to see what we can see for you. And, I'm going to tap into your energy. I will try to get some messages from your husband or your father. I'll see what I can get. We'll do that towards the end, okay? But let's focus on what Spirit needs you to know and also about your disability and your move, okay? So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. Let's go ahead. Let me just say a prayer, and I've already kind of cleansed the space, but I wanted to do that with you on camera, okay? Father God, Holy Spirit, beautiful archangels, ancestors of the highest white light, I thank you for this opportunity to tap into the energy for Yvonne today. And I ask that you bring forward whatever messages that you need her to hear, whatever clarity, healing, confirmation, or encouragement that you would like to bring forward for Yvonne on her path in this moment. And I thank you for allowing me to receive these messages on her behalf. I ask Archangel Michael that you please put a shield of protection around my energy, around Yvonne's energy, and around the energy of this reading. And I thank you. Archangel Raphael, please clear and connect us to your healing energy. And I thank you. Ancestors, Holy Spirit, thank you so much. In the name of Christ, amen. All right, Yvonne, let's go ahead and get started, sweetie. So we're going to go ahead and just start off with what Spirit has to say, okay? I'm going to start with my Psychic Tarot deck and just pull a couple energies that Spirit would like to highlight for you in particular. And yeah, we'll go from there, okay? Please let me know how this resonates with you when you're done watching it. I really appreciate your feedback. And if you hear the music in the back, I do have a meditation going. It just kind of sets the mood for peace and tranquility here. All right, Spirit, for Yvonne, what is the energy you would like to discuss? Okay, that's quite a few, Yvonne. We got a lot of mental energy here. Spirit's gotten you, they want you to rest, and so they have you in a phase of rest and rejuvenation. I do see, you have mental conflict in regards to spiritual union, and you are transforming from a deception here, okay? Which is basically saying someone hurt you and it caused you to go through a deep transformation. Or, I don't know if the old you, we all have an old self, right? If the old you, used to be envious or, used to I don't know. There's some kind of mental conflict around a relationship here that I think stems from envy or jealousy that I feel like you're healing, okay? Whether this is your own envy and jealousy due to a relationship, or if this was, someone else's envy or jealousy that you had to deal with in a relationship, okay? I don't know what the status with your ex-husband and you were, what kind of relationship y'all had or anything, but it looks like the if you did have the issues together, the biggest issue may have been somebody lied and envy, right? Which caused a lot of mental conflict here in the past. But it looks like you're healing. I love the fact that rest and rejuvenation came out from the very beginning here, which means, look at that guy. He's sitting out in nature. He's under a tree, and he's just kind of, taking time to think and breathe and contemplate. Or maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe you've been contemplating, you've been playing the past over, right? Looking at things deeper here. I love the fact that it starts with rest and rejuvenation and it ends with transformation, which speaks of the path of going through that inner alchemy, right? That healing phase that most of us have to go through. Okay? So let's dig into this just a little bit more. All right, Spirit, tell me about rest and rejuvenation for Yvonne. Rest and rejuvenation. Yeah, okay. So that's what it is. You're coming, Spirit wants you, if you haven't already, they want you to come out of this energy here. Okay, this doesn't have to mean, oh, you're a jealous, horrible person. No, that's not what this is saying necessarily. This could be just saying a lacking mindset, right? A mindset of feeling like that you're not going to have enough, or something's not going to work out for you. When Spirit's saying the way we manifest and the way anything really happens in this world is through manifestation. It's through your positive thinking or your negative thinking, right? So I feel like Spirit's been training you or talking to you about switching out of this mental conflict, this energy of feeling like you're not enough or there's not enough of something, right? Like, that's the transformation here. And as you go through this transformation, as you step inside yourself and do that inner alchemy, okay, this rest and rejuvenation phase, you're coming out with this new mindset, right? This understanding about your abundance, okay? This understanding that you will always have what you need, and to think otherwise is literally like self-torture. You know what I'm saying? But this says, if you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something that you already have in this present moment. And that is what you will experience, right? So instead of worrying about what you don't have or when something's going to be this, or you know what I'm saying, like Spirit saying, live in this present moment with that energy of just gratitude for where you're at right now, for what is in your life right now. And even the tough stuff, we can be grateful for. And when you can really dig into that tough stuff and find the reason to be grateful for it, that's when you know, right? You've truly alchemized something. Okay? And I think that's what Spirit's doing with you and for you is they're taking you through that I keep hearing inner alchemy, and I don't say that very often in my readings, but they're taking you through this inner alchemy. Okay? And anything that it's almost like they're giving you the space and the time that you need in order to be able to sit within yourself and truly transform your thinking, transform your viewpoint on, are you enough? Do you have enough? And let go of the worry of that lack, right? Lacking mentality. Letting go of lacking mentality is very important for you at this time. And it's almost like as soon as you learn that look how it flipped. As soon as you learn that it comes down to your mindset, it comes down to your belief, walking by faith, right? Faith is simply what we believe to be true. When you start believing that you are abundant, that there is really truly nothing lacking, and that when you do go through tough situations, those situations, there's still always going to be a little seed of light that you can dig out of even the darkest situations, and to focus on that light versus focusing on this mental conflict, right? That's when you're going to see, when you can alchemize that's when you're going to see this transformation really, really taking root in your outer world, okay? But it's first it has to take root within self. And so that's what I feel like Spirit is doing with you. Mental conflict. So yeah, your spiritual union. This doesn't necessarily always mean union with another person. To me, and what Spirit's taught me, is our spiritual union is when we can come into union within ourselves, right? That spiritual divine understanding within ourselves, that there's nothing outside of you, Yvonne, that you need. There's nothing outside of you that's going to fulfill you. There's no situation that you're going to experience in this life that is ever going to leave you lacking, or it's like that's what they want you to do. They want you to come out of the mental conflict here and come into union with yourself. Come into this union with the divine. this spiritual understanding that you will always be enough, you will always have enough. And when we go through different trials and tribulations along the way, it's not because we're undeserving, it's not because we've done something wrong, it's not because we're lacking, right? It's literally like the textbook of life, the textbook that is teaching you how to get ready for the true test. And that test is this transformation and you taking power over the self, right? Power over your thoughts and your emotions, no matter what the outside circumstances are. And it's not easy to do, okay? But you must be an alchemist, because I keep hearing that. So whatever this is that you're going through, you got it. You're good at this. This isn't your first time, honestly. First lifetime, they're telling me, where you have had to take a step into this inner alchemy. And you always overcome. You do. That's what they're saying. You always find the way to deal with the mental conflict, to find the strength, to let go of lacking mindset, and then you end up upgrading and stepping forward and transforming. And so this life is no different. You've done this before, is what they're telling me. So as you step into this understanding of the abundant mindset, you're going to see things outside of yourself truly start to fall into line as you let go of this mental conflict, of this energy of deceiving yourself, okay? Because that's what mental conflict is. It's a deception of the self. It's ourselves deceiving ourselves and telling us that we should fear or we should worry, or we don't have enough of this, or something's not going to be what we expect. And it may or it may not be, right? But when it comes down to it, Yvonne, does your worry have any control of the outcome of certain other situations or people? You know what I'm saying? Does worry help you or does it harm you, right? And that's what they want you to understand. It doesn't matter, we all have a life path here, and we're all interconnected and intertwined, and so everyone's choices do count. And you can only be responsible for the choices that you make for self, right? So worrying about those choices is not going to change your outcome. What changes the outcome is how you face those choices in the moment. And in order to have a positive outcome, you have to be able to, be present in each and every moment, not in fear, not in worry, not in doubt, but in your power. And knowing that even if you got nothing but choice A and choice B, and both of those choices don't really feel like the greatest choices for you, you can still make a choice that's going to lead to your highest good, right? Like, you have the power to make those choices in the moment. And until that moment arises, worrying about how these choices are going to play out from moment to moment only tortures the self. It only holds you back. It keeps you anxious. It keeps you, in a fearful state. And there's really no productivity in worry. And so I think Spirit wants you to just kind of be aware of that and transform. You are transforming yourself. Your biggest lesson at this time is all about allowing yourself to rest from this mental conflict, and allowing yourself to know that you always have abundance of everything you need right now in this moment. You do. No matter what, in this moment you have breath in your body, right? You have a roof over your head, okay? You have all that you need. That's what Spirit wants me to say to you. You have all that you need. Even in the moments where it feels like you may be lacking, you're never lacking. That's what you got to remind yourself of, okay? I don't know what this deception and envy is, but this is what's transforming. This mental conflict is tied to, I'm getting this energy of feeling like you don't have enough, or feeling like you're not enough, or feeling like, someone's going to steal something away from you. I don't know what that is, But the way you're going to transform that is through this abundant mindset, okay? Let me talk about this deception and envy a little bit. Hold on, let me get another deck. All right, Spirit. Let's just go through and tell me, how do you overcome this mental conflict? Tell me about the mental conflict spiritual union. So this is your biggest test right now. It's the self, right? It's your thoughts. It's how you perceive yourself, how you perceive the world around you, Yvonne. Okay, are you going to let worry replace gratitude? Are you going to let gratitude replace the worry of these things that you cannot control? That's what Spirit really, that's how you're going to alchemize whatever you're going through, whatever trials, tribulations, or blessings, right? The way the way you're going to alchemize is taking power over your thoughts and not letting yourself sit in this worrisome energy. They're telling me not to pull that. Hold on. All right, tell me about the mental conflict and the spiritual union energy for Yvonne, please. Yeah, releasing resentments about money. So most of your mental conflict has to do with provision. Okay? This is your stumbling block, Yvonne. Okay, worrying about not having enough and feeling like whatever resentment you have when it comes to money, or feeling lack in that department, that's your biggest. That's what I feel like is your biggest worry, right? So they want you to release your resentments about money. It says, yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentment about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool that you can use to better the world, and this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. So your worry about money and finances, honestly, Yvonne, as long as you're doing all that you can physically do, sweetheart, you got to give the rest to the Most High. You got to trust in your spirit team to always provide and give you everything that you need. And I know it's hard to think of it in that way. It's hard to believe, but it's true. I'm just going to share a story with you, okay? I don't tell very many people this, but when me and my husband split up, Yvonne, I left Tennessee with nothing but a trash bag of clothes and my tarot cards. And I was homeless for about 2 weeks. I made my way to Arkansas. I slept on my daughter's couch for a couple weeks. And I was miserable, girl. Let me tell you, I was going through it felt like a spiritual oppression at the time. And I thought I was losing my mind. I didn't have no vehicle. I didn't have anything but a trash bag of clothes and my tarot cards. And sleeping on my daughter's couch, we were fighting. She was, acting like I was a nuisance, and it was just a horrible experience. But I prayed, and I that's the moment when I learned this lesson I'm telling you about, okay? Because in that moment, at first, I was fearful. I was worried. I was sick. I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't have anything. But I remember I had this one moment of clarity where I was praying, and I just told God, I don't understand what's going on. I know that this is outside of my control. I just show me the way, Father. I'm not going to worry about how things are going to happen. I'm not going to worry about where I'm going to live. I'm not going to worry, but I'm going to ask you, Father, please show me the way. Show me how to get on my feet. Show me, what is this happening for? Why am I experiencing this? Like, I started asking God the questions. And then I told myself in that moment, you know what? You're going to walk by faith. You're going to believe that no matter what, you're going to be led to exactly where you need to be led, and you're going to be provided for. You're going to come out of this negative thinking. You're going to come out of this fear and this worry, and you're going to take your power back, and you're going to walk by faith, and you're going to wait for God to tell you where to go and what to do and how to do it. Literally, the next day, I'll never forget this. I'm sitting on my daughter's couch. The maintenance guy came in to fix her dishwasher at her apartment, and we got to talking, had a conversation. Next thing I know, he's putting me down as a reference to get a job with his company. Literally, like 2 or 3 days later, I got the job that I have now, and it has been it has been life-saving. It has been everything that I could have needed to give me this time and space to like get back on my feet, to heal. And I'm just so grateful. But I also know that it's because God said, you now see that I am your provider, that worry and fear is not going to take you where you need to go, right? You can sit on your daughter's couch and you can worry and worry, and I could have been there for a year worrying and had no progression. But because I had that moment of clarity and I gave it all to God and I trusted that even if I didn't know all the answers, I was going to be okay. That was my moment of surrendering, and that's when my life changed, Yvonne. And it's just, I know it doesn't really sound like that big of a thing when you talk about it, but to experience it, it was so powerful for me. And ever since then, Yvonne, sometimes I'll be thinking about something I need. Like I literally just got a new bookshelf. You see this? It's a new bookshelf. I remember thinking, literally like last week, I was like, man, I really need a bookshelf for my cards. And that was last week, right? Well, just like 2 days ago, this bookshelf just shows up. Like people give me random things. My whole apartment, every bit of it is furnished with stuff that people have just given me. I started with a trash bag of clothes. Now I live in a really nice gated community. I pay half of the rent that I should have to pay. It's all blessings. And I'm just saying this because of where I came from, and I was a big worrier. I thought everything was in my control, and if I didn't do this right, or if I didn't work harder, or if I didn't, fight harder, then nothing was going to happen. And so I worried constantly. I never took time to live in the moment and just trust that God was going to give me what I needed. But when I flipped and God started showing up, when I had my moment of clarity and I surrendered, everything I needed has been provided for, Yvonne, and I don't worry. Now, if it comes to a time where I'm gonna have to make a tough choice, and I gotta for God forbid, but say I have to walk away from everything that I've built, I can do that knowing that God is gonna take care of me and restore me, no matter where I go, how I have to go there. God will always provide and restore. And that I'm sharing you this story because my heart's telling me to. God's telling me to tell you that experience because I feel like that's what He wants for you. Okay? He wants you to know that you are going to be provided for no matter where you're at in your life, Yvonne. And He wants you to surrender and trust that and just give that faith, that heart in each and every moment to Him, and just rest and breathe and let your thoughts just focus on what you have in this moment. Focus on all that is provided for you in this moment. Even if it's not what you think you need, it's everything you actually do need, because God never lets you down. He never will fail you. And I don't know what your religious beliefs are, so it's not about religion, it's about relationship, okay? I don't believe, I'm no longer a religious person. I like to always tell people my relationship with the divine is a personal relationship that I've lived out, that I've walked with God's hand, okay? And so it's not really about religion, it's about a personal relationship with what I call my Creator, the love of my Creator, and how He has shown me in my own life how to have relationship and trust and things like that, okay? And I feel like that's the same thing that's the same thing I'm getting for you right here with this energy, okay? So your biggest lesson right now, baby, is to rest your mind, walk by that faith, have this abundant mindset in every moment. Just say, you know what? I don't need to worry. God's going to give me what I need. I will never do without what God knows that I need in each and every given moment. Why do I need to worry about things that are outside of my control? You can make your choices, follow and be responsible and do what you can do. But when something is outside of your hands and you say you're waiting for other people to make choices on their end of things, right? You can't control when that's going to happen, how that's going to happen, right? You've done your part. You got to surrender it to God, surrender it to the universe, and believe that, hey, I will be provided for. In the perfect timing, my provision will always come. What I need, when I need, and not necessarily what I think I need or when I think I need it, but when the divine knows it's going to be for my highest good. Okay? And so that's what I'm getting here. But let's talk about transformation. And so, yeah, transformation from envy and deception, right? That self-deception of feeling like you got to worry and things are always in your hand. Okay? And once you do that, look, you're going to get your successful funding. You will always have what you need. That's what you need to remind yourself. You're never going to do without what you really need. Even if it's not in alignment with what you think you need. That's where that surrendering and trusting in the divine comes in. That's where that training of being in an abundant mindset despite circumstances comes in, right? It truly is a spiritual path, Yvonne, that each and every one of us is on. But that spiritual path is that relationship with the divine, and it's personal and unique to each and every one of us. It truly is. It's a personal walk that we get to experience with our Creator, with the universe, right? But yours says, once you come out of this self-deception and this envy energy, this mental conflict, by releasing your resentment about money, sweetheart, you're going to see the transformation happen, and it's going to happen quicker than you think, right? Maybe you've been waiting on this transformation for so long, but you've been trying to do it in your own way. And you've been worrying about it and doubting and being fearful about when and how it's going to happen and all of that. But that's the whole point. You've been doing it in your own way, and Spirit's trying to teach you, the Divine's trying to teach you to trust and surrender. And as soon as as soon as that alchemizes within you and it clicks, and you get into this rest and rejuvenation energy and this abundant mindset energy, you're going to see things start to fall into place. The things that you've probably been waiting on for a long time, God's going to show up and show out for you, is what I'm hearing. But in order to take the next step, in order to open the next door, we got to find the key, right? Well, the key is what you're learning in this moment right now. And what you're learning right now is what we just talked about right here, okay? But successful funding says, your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. And you are deserving, baby. You're so deserving. It's not based on your mistakes, whether you're deserving or not, babe. You are. Okay? There's no need to worry. You can let go of control and know that you will be provided for. It says you are a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus on your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see just how amazing you truly are. I got goosebumps, girl. I got some big old goosebumps right now. So this is the message that your team needs you to see for yourself here. That there is no need to worry, sweetheart, and you are deserving, and your walk may not look like anybody else's walk, and it's not supposed to, because it's a unique personal walk between you and the divine. Every part of life, every step you've ever taken, the divine has been holding his hand out and saying, just grab my hand, let go of worry, and grab my hand. And that's what you're being asked to do right here. Just to reach out and grab his hand by trusting and surrendering. Taking a deep breath, put on some meditation music like we got going right now. Take a deep breath, hold it and let it go. Take a big sigh is what I'm hearing. Okay? Because you are provided for. Okay? Speaking of, let's get into the provision part of it. All right, Spirit. So you're asking, what were you asking about? Let's just see what Spirit wants to say while I try to remember your questions there. Hold on. All right, Spirit. What do you want to say? What do you want to say for Yvonne? Didn't I tell you surrender, Yvonne? Your key to that doorway, baby, is your ability to surrender. Look at that. I wish, I can't make this up. Surrender. Stop trying to control life. It gets in the way of your divine intervention. This is your lesson. This is your key, baby. What we just talked about. You letting go of control and worry and fear and doubt. Those are all control tactics that our ego self wants to play, instead of grabbing the divine's hand through surrender. And so you're being asked to surrender here. Absolutely. Just trust. Surrender and trust, okay? It's worth taking the risk. Whatever risk that you're thinking about taking, roll the dice. Take a leap of faith, okay? It says, take a chance. Every risk is a success when you're committed to learning and growing. There is no true risk, sweetheart. It feels risky to us, but when you're walking in that energy that Spirit's teaching you of surrender, okay, of trusting, then all risk is just a new adventure. There's no real risk when you're holding the divine's hand. It's just a new adventure, and you're trusting that you're going to have everything you need no matter what the risk looks like. Whether it's a move or a new job or leaving a relationship, whatever it may be, it may feel like a risk. But when you're surrendered to the divine and you're trusting, you've let go of this resentment about money, it's not really a risk. It's a step. It's a step in a new direction. It's a new adventure. And that's just the beautiful part of being able to walk by faith, What else for Yvonne, Spirit? All right. Yeah, peace. I feel like you're stepping into this energy of peace. It says, just because some people are fueled by drama doesn't mean that you have to attend their performance. Make your life a drama-free zone. So they want you to walk by peace, even if that means you got to cut certain people out for a minute. Yeah, because when you do that, something about your money, your security, you need to reassess your priorities. Okay, there could be someone here in your energy, Yvonne, that brings a lot of drama into your life, who you may be supporting or maybe expecting you to support them. They want you to reassess your priority to whoever this is. They want you to make yourself your first priority. Okay? They want you to make peace with someone here who's bringing in a lot of drama. And they want you to get your own, create space for yourself. So you need to get space from somebody here. Or this is just saying give yourself space. Okay? You're reassessing your thoughts around money and provision, which is what we talked about up here. When you find peace in the way you're viewing this, when you find that peace that God's trying to give you through surrendering, you're going to be able to reassess your priorities. You're going to be able to reassess your security here. And this is your transformation. This is you stepping into successful funding. But it feels risky, right? You got to roll the dice, they're saying. I don't know why this feels risky for you. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see why this feels risky. Let's see what is the risk here. Hold on. Let me find the right cards here. All right, Spirit. Why? What is the risk here for Yvonne? Why does it feel so risky? How does she overcome this risky energy? Your body. You are a goddess. This is about believing in yourself, okay? There could be a risk. I don't know what's going on with your health, but I feel like there's also not just worry about finances, but you have a worry about your health. So you may not want to risk something because you're worried about your health, right? Yeah, which is keeping you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back because of this fear and this worry about your finances and your health. It says, they want you to remain open-minded as you mature on your journey. Who you was yesterday is not who you may be tomorrow. Okay? And just like the divine can heal your money issues, the divine can heal your health issues too. Right? There's something here that holds you back, and it feels like a risk, and it could be tied to your own health. Are you feeling like, yeah, you're crystal clear about something? I think you already know this. You already know what this is that holds you back, Yvonne. Something or someone that you're learning to set boundaries with. Somebody that you may want to get revenge on here in the past, or someone that may be revengeful or hateful towards you. You got to let that go, baby. You can't carry other people's burdens. You can't carry other people's... whoever feels like something's your fault, it's not your fault, Yvonne. It's not your fault. If you're putting that on yourself, you got to let that go. If someone else is trying to blame you for something was your fault, or you didn't do this right, or you didn't do that right, you got to let that go too. It's time to set boundaries. Whoever this is, they're very rigid energy, which means they don't really allow for people to change. Okay? They hold people to a certain standard, and maybe that standard is the standard that they see for themselves, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's the right standard for you. You got to be willing to clear your headspace. This is somebody who you've been in your thoughts about a lot. Okay? You need to get some breathing room from whoever this is, because it's affecting your health. Whoever this is something or someone I feel like you want to create boundaries with, but maybe you feel obligated like you can't. But it's not healthy for you, and you're always in your head about this person or this situation, and it looks like they triggered this fear in you of not wanting to take a risk. Whoever that is, Spirit wants you to reassess that situation and create space for yourself so that you can heal, so that you can put your own priorities first, because you putting your priorities first is you putting yourself first, and that's not selfish. That's necessary. Remember, each one of us have our own individual walks with the divine, with the Creator, and so that means it's you holding you holding God's hand, walking through life, and everybody else has a chance to grab God's hand too, but they have their own experiences, their own things they have to go through in order to kind of get them to see that, hey, God's hand is right there waiting for them to grab it. Right? You are getting an opportunity to reach out and grab the divine's hand, and that may mean you have to let go of somebody else's hand. And that someone else's hand that you may have been holding on to, you may have been trying to drag this person through life, providing for this person in some way, and needing to create boundaries, because whoever this is, they're not allowing you to expand. They're putting you in a box, Yvonne, and Spirit wants you to step outside of that box and shift your priorities, reassess what is important, reassess your viewpoint on what is secure for you, what isn't secure for you, and find peace within yourself. This is what Spirit wants for you. Okay? What else do you want to say, Spirit? Yeah, you're being told to leave something. Leaving whoever this is. Yeah. And you're being told to leave the old rigid self behind and step into your spiritual self, into this higher minded, higher awareness, your higher self. Okay? Your higher self has an abundant mindset. Your higher self is holding the universe's hand, the hand of the divine. Your higher self knows how to surrender and not to be this rigid energy that's so consumed with fear or worry, right? That needs to control, right? Letting go of control is what feels like a risk to you. but it's the key through the doorway that Spirit's calling you through. If it was easy, it wouldn't be a lesson, right? So that's what it looks like. That's your key, babe. You got to leave behind this old rigid Yvonne, the rigid side of yourself that's afraid to take a risk, and take that leap of faith and trust and follow your spiritual path here. That's what they're saying. And then that's leading you into your new career, right? Which is your new life. It could be your new understandings. If you're not working, that doesn't have to mean like a new job. It just means like this is you walking through that doorway. You found the key, and you're unlocking the door, and you're walking into this new aspect of Yvonne, right? This new aspect of how you see life, how you move through life, and you're being spiritually motivated, right? You're holding God's hand. You're no longer ignoring that His hand is there. You're no longer keeping yourself occupied by dragging others down the path with you, but you've surrendered. You're leaving the old behind, and you're stepping into the new. And so that's what Spirit is saying they got. Yeah, and that's when your finances are improving. Your finances are going to improve. But you got to let go first. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find the key. And that's what you're in the process of doing now, okay? So let's just get you some advice, Spirit. So everything we've talked about here for Yvonne, what is the best advice that you have for her to help her step through that doorway, to claim her key, to step through the doorway? What is it that you want her to remember at this time? Let go of this rigidity. Know that you're a goddess. Find peace about your security. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. And reassess your priorities, which means what is important to you. Yeah, it's time for you to release the past, Yvonne. The past hurt, the past disappointments, whether it's in yourself or others. They want you to let it go. Know you're deserving. And that every part of your past has been a step in the right direction, even if you can't see it was. Every step you've taken, everything you've walked in your life has been another block on the road that the divine is laying for you, for your personal walk with the divine, with your higher self, right? It says, release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. That's what they want you to remember. You can let go of anything in the past that tells you other than you are a beautiful goddess. Anything that tells you other than you have everything you need. Any experience you've ever had that tells you fell short, or that you don't deserve this, or you don't deserve that. Let that go, because it's all lies of the ego self. That's that version of yourself that was trying to drag others down the path and did not realize God's hand was there saying, here, grab my hand. Let's do this together, right? That was yourself who was trying to control and thought that everything was in only your control, right? Let go of the past, and you're going to grow from this. And open up your heart, okay? It says, everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunity for happiness. Search for the silver lining. That was what I was talking about earlier, right? No matter what, you can always find that little bit of light in every situation. That's that silver lining. That's that attitude of gratitude. In every given moment, you can always find a moment of gratitude. And focusing on the moments of gratitude versus the worry, the fear, the doubt, the things that are outside of our control, the things that, aren't going the way we want them to go. Instead of letting yourself go down the rabbit hole with that energy, focus on that little speck of light, and let that pull you into the full light of the divine through the situation, okay? It's all about what you're going to choose to focus your thoughts on, okay? And that's Archangel Raphael, by the way, standing there behind you. He's the healing angel. He's the angel of our heart. He heals our heart. He He heals emotions. I saw him one time when I first started my journey. It was a crazy experience, but I saw this big ball of green light just kind of, it was sitting on a tree branch watching me from a distance when I was going through a tough thing. And I didn't know what that was at the time, but I know now that was him, you know. Yeah, you gotta let go of worry, baby. It says your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome that you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Okay, so your biggest thing is this is mind energy. You got lots of energy around about the mind here, okay? All these blue cards, these speak of mental energies. So this is your biggest battle, is your own mental self, sweetheart. And you being able to have the courage to just let go of the control, let go of the regret, let go of the guilt, and step into your true deservingness, knowing that you are deserving no matter what. Okay? All right, so let me get a message from your husband if I can. And then we'll get a message, I think, from your father. We'll see what each one of them wants to say to you. I'm not going to tap into that long. That takes a lot of energy for me. And I really, when I do my medium, I like to really prepare for those type of things because it's a powerful energy exchange for me. I haven't honed my skills on that yet, and I'm still deciding if I want to. Okay, but I will see what I can get for you here. All right, for Yvonne's husband. Believe in yourself. You can do it. And he sees all of your thoughts. So he's with you, Yvonne. And he believes in you. I feel like he's one of your biggest supporters in the afterlife right now. Coming through in a powerful way. I feel like you think about him quite often. And he knows that. He knows when you're thinking of him. He literally, Spirit does, they see our thoughts. We don't have to speak it. Just thinking it is enough to connect us with them, okay? What about your father? What about your father? Remember me by the happy memories that we created. That's what he wants you to know. He wants you to focus on the good things, not the bad times I'm hearing, okay? So let me see what else your husband may want to say here. He's saying, I will see you again, okay? I will see you again. He's saying that you will feel me and I will feel you again. It says, I would love to have a reconciliation with you. So basically that's just saying, yeah, you know, our souls are eternal. And even though, I feel like what he's telling me to tell you is though, even though you can't see him, he's there. And I do feel like you feel him at times. He's telling me you do feel him at times, and he wants you to know that is him, okay? And he's sorry that he caused you pain. He's very well aware of the pain that he caused you during his life. He wants you to know that he's sorry, that he did not mean to. He was his unhealed self, is what I'm hearing. Okay? And he wants you to know that this work that you're doing, alchemizing within yourself, isn't just for you, but he's part of your journey still. Okay? So as you battle these thoughts, as you take your power over these thoughts, your connection to him is helping him also, maybe it's like acquire the lessons and the wisdom and the knowledge that he was unable to acquire while he was in this physical realm. Because it's like he's still able to learn and grow through you as you do that, as you do the same here in the physical, right? And he wants you to know that he's always with you. I'm hearing, I never left your side. He said, did he promise you that he would never leave you or something? I'm hearing, I never left your side just like I promised. I don't know if that's your dad or if that's your husband, but somebody just said that to me. And that you were you're very special. You were always very special. You were like no other. Okay? And he feels, when you're reflecting, it's almost like you go into these quiet moments where your thoughts run away from you and you're thinking of him and you're thinking of y'all's life together, and he's saying he's with you in those moments. But focus on the happy memories. And you were perfect. You were enough, is what I'm hearing. Y'all had enough. Okay. As far as anything else, you were wanting to know something about what? Disability? Let me get a timing deck on that. I think you asked about when your disability was going to come through. Now remember, that money that you're worrying about is tied to your alchemy that you're going through, okay? But let's see if we can get a timing on that, Spirit. It's been delayed. It looks like it has been delayed. Maybe it's been delayed several times. But it might be tied. It's probably going to be tied. Everything's energy, okay? We live in an energetic world. So this delay, these energies are tied to this, what you're holding on to with what we talked about earlier. Just know that, okay? I know it sounds crazy. How could that be possible? But it's possible, and it's true. Yeah, it's going to come down to you staying positive about it. Look what just fell out. It says time has been delayed. Stay positive about it, which is going back to what we just talked about. Okay? So please watch this video a few times and take everything you can from this, sweetheart, because it's all tied together, okay? They're not giving me a timing on that disability because it's coming down to your ability to flip your thinking about it, to come out of worry and trust, right? It's coming down to you finding that key of surrendering and grabbing the divine's hand, coming out of mental conflict, and how you're perceiving your finances and just where you're at right now. Be grateful for whatever your circumstances are right now. The key is to be content and happy in every single moment and trusting, right? And that's what Spirit needs you to know. Okay? So I think we're going to leave it there. Spirit's telling me to end it on that. I hope this helped you so much. Please reach out to me and let me know if this resonated and if you have any other questions or anything. And thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. And I love you. Have a good day.